Hey, what's going on, y'all? In today's video, we're just going to be going over setting up your development environment for React Native. Say you've got the next big app in your mind and you only need to figure out how to code it. We're going to go through the steps to kind of get you set up to the point where you're going to be able to actually code that app. We're going to go over a couple of things in this video. We're going to get you access to Shell. We're going to install VS Code. You're going to get Homebrew installed. You're going to get Xcode installed. Xcode command line tools, and then finally Cocoapods. We're just going to go through all those things. We're not going to be using Expo just because Expo is a little bit more temperamental. You're going to have a better time in the long run coding with React Native as opposed to React Native with Expo. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's jump right into it. Cool. So first things first, getting access to Shell. There's not anything involved at all with this. We just want access to this terminal right here. As you can see, we have a terminal up. I want to show you how to get that pulled up though. We're just going to go ahead and close that guy out, hit Command Space, and I've already got it pulled up. You just click Terminal, and you've got access to it. You can navigate around through here, and you know that it's working. So cool. First thing is done, so let's go ahead and get that guy out of the way. We have access to Shell. Second thing we need to do is, and we're going to go to Microsoft's website and get VS Code. I will link to this guy in the description. And you'll just click this button right here that says Download Mac Universal. Boom, we've got that, and just go through the general install steps. I'm not going to go through the install steps just because I've got it, but if there's any options, just go ahead and select the defaults. It's not going to be a big deal. Don't stress at all about getting this guy installed. Awesome, now that we've got VS Code installed, let's go ahead and pop that guy open. Alright, so now that we've got VS Code installed, you can jump over to your applications folder, and you can find it in here. It's under Visual Studio Code. Just double click on that guy and it'll pop right open. You've got your little get started page here, and everything's gravy. So from there, we're good to move on to the next step, which is installing Homebrew. Great, so now that we're ready to install Homebrew, just navigate over to this website here. It's brew.sh. Links are going to be in the description. Once we're over here, you're just going to take this line right here. You can click this little guy right here, and it'll actually allow you to paste that in your terminal. So you just paste that in there and run it, and it'll install Homebrew. It does do this sometimes. It checks for sudo access. So sudo just means super user do. Basically, it wants to make sure that you're the admin if you're coming from the Microsoft world. All you got to do is input your password really quick. It's not going to show your password while you type it. It's just going to be completely blank, and then after you hit enter, it'll run it. So let's go ahead and click return. Beautiful, downloading and installing. Awesome, now that we've got Homebrew installed, we can jump over to the Apple App Store and jump over here and just type in the search bar Xcode. So you're going to want to go to the one that has this little icon right here. It says Xcode, developed by Apple, and then the description is developer tools. So you'll have a little download link. Just go ahead and click that guy. It's going to take a little bit. It's a pretty meaty package, but you're going to need that. And the thing about Xcode is you really don't need it other than the tools that it provides. So you do need to have it installed, but you won't actually be working in Xcode really at all. But just so you know, this is Xcode right here. It's going to take a second to load. Actually, it is loaded. So this is very useful because it'll install a emulator. So you could essentially simulate any iPhone that you want through this program. But aside from that, I don't personally use it very much. I just really like that simulator. Awesome, so now that we've got Xcode installed, we just need to install the Xcode command line tools. So those can be found at developer.apple.com/download/all, or you could click the link in the video description. But once we're here, you're going to need to sign in with your Apple ID, and then from there, you can just search by keywords. So we're just going to type in command line tools. Awesome. And then you're going to go ahead and click command line tools for Xcode 13.2. go ahead and click View Details, and then click this download right here. This is going to take a little bit, but it'll be worth it in the end. Awesome, now that that download's completed, go ahead and click on that guy. It's going to take a second to open up. And once it's opened up, you can just go ahead and double click on that guy and go through the general setup process. Cool beans, now that we've got Xcode command line tools installed, we can go ahead and get Cocoapods set up. So this one will be at guides.cocoapods.org/using/getting-started.html, or just go ahead and click the link in the description. And if we scroll down a little bit here, you'll see this command right here, sudo gem install Cocoapods. So similar to what we did with Homebrew, we're just going to open up our terminal, and from here we can just type it in, sudo gem install Cocoapods. Great, it's going to prompt us for our password because this is a sudo command, which is that super user do. So go ahead and type in that password, hit enter, and it should install. Great. Now that it is installed, we are good to go. So go ahead and check the description for all the links that you might need. Once you go through all this stuff, you're pretty much well ready to go. I'm going to post another video here in a little bit that's actually going through kind of like that very first initial app, getting the app started, and yeah, generally getting started with React Native. So feel free to click a like if this video helped you at all. Please click subscribe if you want to see any future uploads. I'm really going to try to be as responsive as possible, so if you have any questions, please drop them in the description. I used to be a tutor, so I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Definitely ask them if you got them. So cool. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.